In 300 BC, in the city of Cyprus, there lived a prosperous trader named Zeno. While traveling from Phoenicia to Piraeus, his ship sank, along with all his cargo. This single event, entirely beyond Zeno's or anyone else's control, caused the once wealthy man to lose everything in an instant. Now, imagine you were Zeno. How would you react if all your life's work was suddenly wiped away by the uncontrollable forces of nature? What would be the right response? Would you be angry, sad, or feel betrayed by life itself? For most of us, these reactions would be perfectly natural. However, for Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, his response was very different. A small shift in perspective can lead to monumental changes over time. The heart of Stoicism is rooted in acceptance and indifference. After studying the teachings of Socrates and other philosophers, Zeno developed and spread Stoicism. He believed that while we can't control what happens to us, we do have control over how we respond to it, and we should use this control to our advantage. Rather than lamenting the loss of his goods, Zeno focused on staying composed, remaining calm and neutral in the face of his misfortune. Today, Stoics are often seen as individuals who are unbreakable, unemotional, and unaffected by things like anger or anxiety. However, Stoicism was originally more than just a description of such people. It was a philosophy, an approach to life, that has endured through the centuries. Its principles can still be applied today, just as effectively as in ancient times, providing profound benefits. Stoicism helps us process negative emotions stemming from difficult experiences and transform them into insights that shape our unique perspective on the world. Perspective is key, and since every person has their own set of experiences, each person's perspective is inherently different. The Stoics gathered in public spaces to discuss and teach their philosophy, believing that these principles should be accessible to everyone. They felt there was no reason to keep such valuable knowledge confined to private schools or royal courts. Because of this, Stoicism spread widely, benefiting individuals from all walks of life, from slaves to emperors. Some of the most famous Stoics included Epictetus, whose name means acquired because he was once a slave, Seneca, a renowned statesman, and Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and one of history's most powerful figures. Early Stoics practiced what they preached, rejecting segregation and championing equality. They even coined the term cosmopolitan, meaning citizen of the world. While today, we associate cosmopolitan cities like New York or London with diversity, the Stoics envisioned a global unity and togetherness that transcended borders. In the days when Stoicism was founded, women were typically excluded from philosophy. Musonius Rufus, Epictetus' teacher, famously argued, "It is not just men who possess a natural drive toward virtue, women do as well. Women, like men, are pleased by noble actions and reject the opposite. So why should philosophy, the pursuit of wisdom, be reserved only for men?" Despite the societal norms of the time, Stoicism welcomed women into its fold, allowing them to learn and practice its teachings. So, why is Stoicism still embraced by so many people today? In a world full of surprises, our emotions often hinder us. We don't necessarily feel sad because bad things happen, but because unexpected bad things happen to us. Take rain, for example. It's essential. It nourishes plants, cools the air, and provides water for livestock. But if you get caught in the rain without an umbrella, it's hardly a pleasant experience. However, we don't typically cry when it rains because we've learned to expect it. We can't control the weather, but we know it will pass. Stoicism teaches us to adopt this mindset for life's difficulties. Bad things will inevitably happen, and by mentally preparing for the worst, we can remain calm and ready to face any challenge. One Stoic exercise called voluntary discomfort involves deliberately putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, sleeping on the floor, taking cold showers, or eating only potatoes for a few days. This helps us realize that no matter how hard life gets, we can survive and even thrive if we maintain the right mindset. By exposing ourselves to discomfort, we prepare ourselves mentally for future hardships. In today's world, where constant advertisements make us feel inadequate unless we have the latest gadgets or a perfect lifestyle, this message is more important than ever. We enter the world with little knowledge, then learn from our families, schools, and our own experiences. The issue is, these sources often teach us different things, creating confusion. If we do, we risk setting unrealistic expectations that ultimately leave us dissatisfied. Instead, we should focus on improving ourselves for our own sake. Whether it's spending money on a car, a house, or even starting a family, we sometimes pursue these things for their external value rather than their internal value. Stoicism warns against this, teaching that we place our happiness in the hands of external forces, forces that are often beyond our control. Cars break down, natural disasters strike, and relationships falter. Even free things come at a cost, whether it's physical space or mental space. As Seneca wisely said, learning to live with less creates space for the things that truly matter. Instead, Stoicism encourages us to base our happiness on our intrinsic worth, not on what we own or can acquire. Ultimately, we cannot control most of what happens to us, but we can always control how we respond to it. This concept is at the heart of Stoic philosophy, known as the dichotomy of control. As Epictetus put it, the chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can clearly understand what is beyond my control and what is within my power to change. Stoics teach us that we must focus on what we can control, not on what we cannot. Striving for goals is admirable, but falling apart when things don't go our way is ultimately futile. Take making YouTube videos, for example. Creating a video involves forming an idea, researching it, scripting it, filming it, editing it, and making thumbnails, all of which are within our control. But once we upload it, the power shifts to the YouTube algorithm. However, many people judge their success based on views, subscribers, or followers, metrics that are largely out of their control. Instead, Stoicism teaches that success should be measured by the effort we put into our work, not by the outcome. Living with less means freeing yourself from the societal expectations that bind you. Consider a person who's been working hard at their job, convinced they deserve a promotion. They present their performance report to their boss, but the promotion isn't granted. Instead of questioning the reasons behind this, perhaps the boss was having a bad day, someone else was better qualified, or the company was in financial trouble. They feel inadequate. But if they focused on the quality of their work and continued to strive for improvement, they would find greater happiness. With the right perspective, setbacks become temporary, not permanent. A true Stoic does not measure success by financial gains, but by their ability to live a fulfilling life without relying on material wealth. Stoicism emphasizes 4 key virtues: wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Wisdom is the ability to distinguish between what is in our control and what is not, and choosing our reactions accordingly. Courage means persisting in the face of adversity. Temperance is about doing more with less, and speaking more with fewer words. While figures like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk fight to stay on top, Stoics believe that wealth should only be what is necessary and enough. Justice is perhaps the most important virtue, teaching us to do no harm to others, as we are all born to serve one another. Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison for fighting apartheid, was heavily influenced by Stoic teachings. When he was released and became president, many expected him to seek revenge on those responsible for his suffering. Instead, he chose to forgive and focus on rebuilding the nation. This mindset, rooted in Stoicism, teaches us to accept the past as beyond our control and focus on the future. Stoicism also influences modern therapeutic techniques like rational emotive behavioral therapy (REBT) and logotherapy. REBT helps individuals identify and challenge negative thought patterns, replacing them with healthier, more constructive beliefs. Logotherapy, based on Stoicism, emphasizes the importance of finding purpose, even in the darkest times. While it's not easy, this process of rewiring our thinking is essential for finding happiness. To truly solve our happiness problems, we must cultivate self-worth. By focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot, we can stop fixating on external factors and create a more peaceful, fulfilling life. Stoicism helps us navigate the storms of life, and, if our ship sinks, we can find peace knowing we lived a good life, even if it was shorter than expected. After all, everything eventually comes to an end.